Megan with Kingdom Magic Vacations, a part of the Muscle Travel Group. This week, I am going to share with you my top 3 pavilions in the World Showcase at Epcot. Epcot is one of my absolute favorite parks because of the reason that you get to travel around the world without ever leaving the state of Florida. You really get a taste of each country that you get to visit throughout the World Showcase through the food, the culture, the customs, the people there. Actually, all of the cast members that work in the World Showcase are from the native country that you are visiting. They are a part of the Disney Cultural Representative Program, and some have even permanently moved to Florida and work there full time. So it's so neat getting to just strike up a conversation and really learn more about their country and where they're from. It's a really neat atmosphere. Epcot gives you that full immersion into the country that you are visiting, so you really can get that authentic taste. So everyone has their favorite pavilions, and I have a couple different favorites. So today I thought I would share, like I said, my top 3, and then leave me some comments and let me know what are your top 3 favorite pavilions in Epcot. I think that'd be a really fun kind of conversation to see what everyone likes the most when they're visiting the World Showcase. All right, so now let me start with my number 3 pick, and that is going to be the Mexico Pavilion. So the very first pavilion, when you first come in and you turn to the left side of World Showcase and you start working clockwise around the lagoon, the first one that you're gonna come to is Mexico. And this is my choice for my number 3 spot on my list. I have always loved the Mexico Pavilion. I think that my love for it goes all the way back to my very first trip in kindergarten, and I just always remember loving the boat ride, and that was one of the original versions of the boat ride, and now it got the Donald Duck overlay, and it's rumored in the future it could possibly be getting a Coco overlay, but that is only a rumor. Disney has not confirmed anything on that front, but that boat ride there, it's always a favorite. It's something that I have to do every time I am in Epcot. And there's just really something cool about it. I've always loved the inside part of the Mexico Pavilion, how it looks like a little street market. I love looking at just all the vendors and how they have it set up. They have the tequila bar back in Epcot as well that you can go get some margaritas. They also have, they're supposed to be known for, I've never tried it, but I would really love to. I'm hoping this trip that I'm going on this coming week here, they have a really good nacho platter that's supposed to be there in the tequila bar. So I'll have to try that out at some point, but there's just so many things that you can find back inside of the pavilion there in Mexico. So I really have just always been drawn to this place, and it's one that I can just, no matter how many times I walk in there, I always notice something different, and there's just a lot to discover. Also, the Erebus Brothers glass blower is there with all the jewelry. I always find something that I like inside of there. So probably the main thing that I love about this is just all the stuff that there is to do, you know, inside. Is it just seems like it keeps going. I think this pavilion definitely does have one of the largest like inside areas to explore, and a lot of little things to go look at and walk around and see. All right, so now the second spot on my list is going to go to the France Pavilion, and this is one that I think it's just probably one of the most beautiful to look at. I've always wanted to go to Paris, and going to Epcot always makes me feel like I am there. I love just the water feature in the front, that gorgeous fountain, that's always a great photo spot. And then just the courtyard out front of France, and the France movie is always one, Impressions de France. Gotta see that every time. It almost feels, because it's the big like 360 screen, you almost feel like you're flying. It feels kind of like soaring to me, even though it's just a movie. It's so relaxing. It's something I have to do every time I visit the France Pavilion, is I have to see Impressions de France. Also, the food in France. The food here is so good. In the very back of the pavilion, you will find the bakery, which recently got a renovation a couple years back, and they actually have a full-on quick service in there where you can find a lot of the same items that are actually served in the sit-down restaurant out front. So it's a cool, good little tip if you just want to use up either some snack credits or maybe some quick service dining credits. You can get some really great items back in that bakery in France. So it's not just, don't be fooled by the bakery name. It's not just, you know, your pastries and your croissants. They also have some really great quick service items that you can get for on-the-go snacks, or if you're even looking to have, you know, your lunch or dinner back there. Also back in France, you will find the ice cream shop, and they have a huge selection of all different types of artisan ice creams, as well as gelatos, sorbets. They even have some really unique macaroon ice cream sandwiches that I've had before. They are so good. Probably my favorite thing to get there is the macaroon ice cream sandwich. They have a strawberry one and also a chocolate one. So good. Probably one of my favorite things to do is always getting a treat from, like I said, either in the bakery or in the ice cream shop, and just finding a nice quiet spot to sit there in the France Pavilion and just take in the architecture and all the beautiful designs around. It is so peaceful and so beautiful. And in the future, we're going to have a lot of excitement coming to the France Pavilion because the France Pavilion will be home to the brand new Ratatouille attraction that will be coming within the next year or so to Epcot. They've already started construction on the ride. The Disney Imagineers are back there working hard as we speak, and I cannot wait to be able to check that out in person. They have a similar attraction in Disneyland Paris already. I've seen that video footage online and it looks so cute. So I'm really excited. Ratatouille, I think, is one of my favorite Pixar Disney movies. So the fact that we get to have a Ratatouille attraction, it's just gonna be incredible. I cannot wait for that. Okay, so now this brings us to the #1 spot on my list for my favorite pavilion in all of Epcot's World Showcase, and that is going to be the Japan Pavilion. I love the Japan Pavilion for many reasons. There is just something about it that it's absolute just zen when you walk through there, and there's always something different to discover, something new to look at. And I love the food there, I love the shopping. It checks all the boxes for me of everything that I enjoy in an Epcot pavilion. Something that I always love to go see in the Japan Pavilion is the Mitsukushi department store that is located downstairs in the pavilion, and this is an actual department store that is a big name chain over in Japan, and I believe that the one in Epcot is the only location in the United States. Inside here you will find a lot of novelty items, a lot of very authentic Japanese items, such as the Japanese kimonos and also some accessories. I always love to look at all their hair products. They have really cute hair clips and accessories. They have Japanese bonsai trees and even kits that you can buy a bonsai kit and bring home and make yourself. This is something me and my family have done. We've got to grow our own Japan Pavilion bonsai tree, which is just so much fun. Also in the Mitsukushi department store, you will find the Pick a Pearl station. And this is a really neat experience. You actually get to pick a live oyster, and then the cast member there will do the whole pearl ceremony, open up the oyster, and you will see the pearl that you got. They have all different varieties of pearls, so you never know what you're gonna get, what size, also what color of a pearl. And so it's a really neat experience and something that becomes a very unique souvenir to take home with you. You can then get it set in, they have so many different settings, rings, necklaces, keychains, you name it. They have everything there. They even have sterling silver and even some 14 karat gold, so you can get some really nice high-end pieces to make a wonderful souvenir to take home. So now let's talk about the food. I love the restaurants that they have here in the Japan Pavilion. The quick service that they have is wonderful. That's the one that sits up kind of on the hill there and overlooks the beautiful koi pond that they have. Here you can get some great sushi, and also my favorite, the undan noodles. I love the undan noodles with the shrimp. That is my personal favorite go-to here. And then also, if you're looking for a sit-down table service meal, you have to check out either Tokyo Dining or Teppan-Edo. I have recently been to Teppan-Edo for the first time on a recent vacation, and it just shot to the top of my list of favorite places that I love to go on all Walt Disney World property for food. It was the neatest experience. It is a hibachi style dinner, so you get to actually watch the chef prepare your meal right in front of you. The food is excellent, and just the whole atmosphere of getting to watch the chef prepare your meal, it's really something very unique, and it makes a great memory for the whole family to enjoy together. So these have been my top 3 pavilions that I love the most in Epcot's World Showcase. Of course, every single pavilion has something special that I love, so this was very difficult for me to narrow down my top 3, but I did it. I would love to know, what are your top 3 favorite pavilions, so please leave comments down below and tell me what you love and why at Epcot. Have a great week, and I will see you again in my next video.